The Crooked Epic. Inn. The Inn of Maniacal Madness. Ted 1. The Mansion 1A 1. These stories recount extreme evil and madness in America in between the world wars. Every man has a place in his heart where he can keep the things he loves. Sometimes he throws them out, and sometimes he keeps them forever. For many, it is different, and they may hide what is in their heart from themselves, but the void will always remain there. If a man leaves a void in his heart, he can stare at it in infatuation for the purity he beholds. However, to become at one with the void is to realize how there is always something on the other side of it, looking back at you. Whatever it is, you hope the thing within the void is either good for you or will leave in its wanderlust, or else that thing is bad for you and the thing may have the power in your own heart, the power to kill you. Sometimes a man may look into the mirror, and when he has done wrong, and the void that he has become can be as permanent as any love with which it was born. Those things known as evil will come and get you. Whatever you do not forget where the void began, or you may never follow your way back out. Barry Reeves was a sallow man, skinny with tightly wrapped muscles around his arms and legs. He had curly blonde hair and sunken eyes with a sharp nose. His mouth was in a constant state of grimace behind a large beard. The restaurant, the Mansion, sat in the bustling downtown area of Manchester, New Hampshire. It had 2 dining rooms and a large kitchen. It had been originally constructed decades ago, but updated with new amenities as time had passed. In late May 1927, Barry Reeves was finishing his steak and potatoes in the dining room of the restaurant. The gravy was exquisitely delicious, soaking on the entree's mashed side with its bits of skin poking out between fluffs of white. He savored the meal and yawned before standing out of his chair, picking off the napkin from his lap. His head rushed with blood immediately, and he leaned over onto the tablecloth. To disguise his fatigue, he pushed some silverware onto the plate from the napkin on its side. The owners of the establishment did not pay him any mind, nor did the other patrons. The owners knew he would go to the basement when he had finished eating his order. They were bootleggers of beer and whiskey. The patrons were mostly unaware of the ongoing enterprise beneath the restaurant's dining room. Rumors floated through town, but none that pinned the crime on the restaurant. Many people were supporters of the bootlegging enterprises anyway. Barry Reeves was free to roam the upstairs and downstairs as the alcohol fermented below. Outside, Christopher Good was pulling up in his Ford. Alongside him in the parking lot, 10 police officers came to work with him in the forthcoming apprehension of the suspect in 2 murders in New Hampshire and 3 in New York. They had long known about the restaurant's bootlegging venture. Marshal Christopher Good was not in uniform and was prepared to enter the restaurant and proceed through to the basement where they expected Reeves to be hiding out. He would be accompanied by the swarm of officers. Barry's reputation as a murderer was renowned throughout the underworld. This led the American government to suspect that his movement into the New Hampshire area would lead to his employment as the guardsman for the bootlegging restaurant. He had escaped custody once already. Barry Reeves walked through the basement door, which was located near the restrooms, and down the stairs in the dark. Downstairs there were light switches, but to keep customers from wandering in and flicking the lights on, there were none on the top of the flight. When he reached the bottom step, he lit a candle. The candle's light was frail and nearly completely unnoticeable to anyone upstairs from his room in the basement. He was, as almost always, energized to his maximum capacity. He had died several times in starting to work with the government of the land of Hob, and each time had been brought back with his memories intact and his motives recleaned and sharpened. He had murdered several people for the shadow government and was intent on becoming their number one soldier. Barry sat next to one of the vats and opened a Jack London memoir, intending to read it. Then the commotion began upstairs. One of the owners recognized Good on his entry and shouted down the stairs for Barry to turn off the lights. Barry blew out the candle.